And we are live on NIPW's YouTube channel and NWF, and for the first time ever on Instagram. I am the man, John McCann, substituting for Canary Kid. May not have the chirp, but I've got the work. Also here we have Crossen. Haven't seen you in a while, pal. How are you?
Well, I'm glad to hear you say Crusher, Crossen. You know, you always tend to refer to me as Crossen. And we'll talk about that. But you know something, it's great. And I'm glad you're here, John, because you know what? And in honor of you being here, and I don't have that chirping bird in having here, I am the NWF World Champion. I am the longest reigning NIPW, and he goes on and on. I thought I'd wear the shirt of me kicking his ass. So, yeah.
I mean,
in honor of
shirt.
Mary.
Yeah.
What's that?
You've got his shirt, but I mean, just to play with a few ideas here, you don't really have one of me. I don't think you could, though.
Well, you know, I actually do have some. I actually do have some stuff to show of me and you, but we can show that we were in. We did get in the ring there when I was back over there a few weeks ago, and so I am going to show that. In fact, I'll probably show that before our watch along. We got some couple of John's matches we're going to watch here. Some of the later matches, from Breakout and Breakout 2. So we'll watch that and talk along with it. And well, I guess I should say, you know, I like to just let everybody know. Canary Kid, NWF World Champ, May 31st. Congratulations to him.
It's fantastic to be able to see someone like Ricky get a title like that. That is one of the best achievements in my career as well. Knowing that I mentored him and pushed him to his limits in matches that he grew and learned in, and be able to see him go from one step to another.
And if I may, I also pushed him into getting his drop kick looking perfect as can be. Because let's face it, his drop kick was subpar until he heard about mine, and all of a sudden he started working on it.
Yeah,
gotta say,
when you talk about that now, you're just insulting me, because I taught that man most of the things that he knows alongside
insulting you. I'm insulting you.
I take that as an insult.
John, I've seen your drop kicks. You need to listen to me too. You need to start getting your drop kicks like the way I'm talking. They're not bad, but I'm just saying they could be better, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll leave it be. We'll leave it be for now.
Next time I come out there, I'll have to give John some tips and techniques. But we're going to see some of those tips and techniques in action here when we watch some of this video footage.
Be better.
Me and John in the ring. But yeah, congratulations, Ricky. I'm glad you got the belt. He's in Canada right now enjoying some shore leave, if you will, and he's also gonna, you know, maybe he's gonna get on the. I'm assuming he maybe might defend that belt. We'll see over there.
Hopefully, it'd be great to be able to see it defended overseas.
But he'll have it with him, nevertheless. So when he goes out to the ring, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then also, I want to talk about this. Breakout 3, Saturday, July 5th. Now, John, you're going against Ben Nelson. The one that
I actually have something to say on that. I have something to say from the bottom of my heart. Now, you say there's some things in Ireland that we like to talk about. There's a lot of folklore and stuff like that. One thing that stuck with me for most of my career, and believing that the heart of the Irish would be in someone like Finn McCool, who is someone that I've always looked up to, and I always thought, you know what? The story of him laying the stones of Scotland, I always thought was admirable. The fact that he made a path for other people. And you know what? Now I feel like Finn McCool. I've laid the stones in the groundwork for someone like Ben or Ricky to be able to do what they do today. And I don't get the flowers that I feel like I need them. And I'm going to drag them from Ben.
So you just seem, you know what I've been hearing ever since we started this podcast is like, what about me? What about John McCann? I keep hearing a lot of that.
What about me?
It's all about John. You know, first of all, you know, I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but Ben's been coming along pretty well here, and he just may give you a run in this match. I'm just saying.
Well, one thing for sure, this will be a systematic dissection of who Ben is as a person. I'm going to cut him open, and I'm going to find out what he's made of.
Yeah, you're going to cut him open. Are you going to go after him after the bells rung and the end of the match like you did with Ian McInnes?
Why would I reveal my plans? Why would I tell you that?
What
You
was
don't
that
deserve
all?
to
What was
know
that all
that.
about? You know, Ricky said you were beating people up at the end of matches. I'm thinking, then I seen it from my own eyes. We'll see that a little bit later when we get to the watch along. But
Well, you know what? Let's talk a wee bit more on that. Right. In my personal opinion, I'm only taking after what my own business is. You have the fans. The fans are making their own decisions, what they like and what they don't like. But my decision is my decision final. It should not ever be people are going after me for something that they believe is wrong, because what I'm doing is right. There's no wrong in what I'm doing. I'm ridding this place of fake wrestlers who believe that they are the next big thing.
that's what you think, huh? You think it's all about John?
It is. This is the John show, and it has been from day one. Being the person that opened the doors to this place and the last trainee and the first trainee, I know that's what I am.
Well, I don't see a belt around your waist to showcase it, though.
You know what? Do you want to talk about belts? Right, fine. We'll talk about belts. I have been Super Italian Wrestling Champion. I have been NXT Junior Heavyweight Champion. There's only 2 belts left to get. And I'm coming after one of them. Just watch the space.
I don't know, John. I don't know. You got to first of all, you got to earn the match. You know, I know you set the path to all these guys, but I'm just saying you got to prove yourself that you're worthy of a championship match at this point since you lost all these belts.
Worthy. You name one other person in that dojo that's put the amount of work that I have in.
Well, I gotta say, John is very talented. I've never said you weren't, and you know,
Appreciate that.
we're talking about doing some shoot grappling. You know, Ricky thinks he can beat me, and I'm going to prove to him that he can't. But then John's like, "What about me? Are you going to shoot grapple with me?" Well, I'd have my hands full with John because he's got so much upper body strength. But I'll give it a go. I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to beat him, but I'll give him 110%. All right, and this is also, I want to bring this in. That kind of goes with this poster. For tickets, for these tickets to this show, for those of you over there in Northern Ireland, nipw.sumupstore.com. That's where you go to get your tickets. So make it happen, guys. I think there's still a few left. So breakout 3. Let me see.
Yeah,
I gotta get to this other screen here. I gotta take this off our screen. So I got a couple comments here, and then we'll take a look at some footage. But right off the bat, NIPW official says John McCann is the #1 pro wrestler in Ireland, North and South.
Guaranteed, and they know it. Everybody knows it. Not only have I had people in the back saying it, I've had people out front. I've had merch. I've had everything that it needs to be for me to hit the top. So it's just time.
Jesus, listen to this, everybody. I don't know what I'm hearing here. This ain't the same John McCann that I actually had on here as a guest a few times ago. The respectful John McCann. What happened to that guy?
Well, Crusher, only thing I can say to you, mate, is respect never got you anywhere in this business.
Respect never got me anywhere?
Nope, didn't get you anywhere. You're telling me you became 5-time world champ by respecting everybody, respecting the rules, respecting the ref, respecting everybody from the back to the front? That's a lie. That's something that I can't believe in, and I never will, and I never will again. Not a chance. There's no chance you'll ever find.
So what do you believe in?
I believe in when I think my time's right, I'm taking that spotlight. I'm taking the matches that I want to have, and I'm going to show why I deserve things. I'm going to show why these fake wrestlers, the ones that come to training once a week, don't put the shifts in that I do, don't deserve the spots that I get. They don't deserve them because I do over anybody else.
Well, what you need to do is start working on making sure you don't hurt your wrist. That bandaged up wrist there you got there is what you better concentrate on first. Stay healthy is what I would say. Here's another comment from one of our regulars, Gizmo. John, welcome. It's great to have you on the show. Crusher taught Ricky the drop kick, and he used it on his title match. Maybe Crusher could give you a few tips. See, this is one of our regulars that's pointing out some facts here.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, Gizmo, maybe you're right. He could give me 1 or 2 tips on a certain thing, but you may want to watch out. Crusher is this one-trick pony that everybody understands.
Oh, everybody
I'm not going to go too far into it, but I will just applaud you on how good your dropkick is and how amazing at the age that you are that you're still able to do something like that. You know what? I personally think that that is the best trap kick I have ever seen in wrestling, but that's one move.
That's one of many. You know, they used to call me man of 1,000 moves. And I never liked it because that to me was Billy Robinson. But I was referred to that as certain commentators would say. There's moves that I did that I knew more moves than there was. I just showed you a sample, John, when I was there that day with the training of some of the things I could do. You don't know the half of it. So just remember
Sometimes the
that.
sample isn't as good as the real thing. Sometimes you get a pizza and you get a slice and you go, you know what, that's really nice. And then you get the full pizza and you go, you know what? Maybe I've had my eyes too big for my belly.
Let's see. Damien Thorne says, John, we have been watching your matches from Ireland.
Oh, fantastic.
You have come a long way. How do you feel about your future and any plans? So let me just to set the record, John started when he was 14, just like Ricky.
Yes.
So that's just so everybody understands. And how old are you right now, John?
I'm 19.
19.
19-year-old.
Been at it for 5 years, right? More or less.
Say it again?
Been at it for 5 years then. So
5 years.
Right.
Yeah, since COVID.
Yeah. So how do you feel about your future and any plans?
My future, honestly, I'm really excited. This isn't just me talking as a person. This is also me talking as a wrestler. I have had companies up and down this entire island say that they want me on shows, and I've seen the same people who have said that go from no, we don't want John on the show to he's a necessity. He's something that we want. He's something that we need. And seeing that as a performer nowadays is something that I have pushed for, wanted, something that I never thought I'd see. And now to be able to see it, it's so encouraging. It makes me just want to go further in wrestling. My plans for now is just work up and down this island as far as I can and get as many bookings outside of it as I can. I was thinking possibly getting over to Cardiff. That's my next venture that I'm thinking in wrestling, but we'll see where the road takes us.
And then you've all, just so people know, you just I think recently wrestled in Titanic there for a match.
Last weekend, yes. Again on a win streak.
Yeah, and you were over there, and also I know you've wrestled with OTT, right?
Yes, wrestled OTT, CTW, NIPW. I have worked every single promotion on this island, bar 2.
So yeah, making the rounds, I gotta say, that's good. And let's see. Sports Talk says, John, Canary Kid has been working hard and reaching new heights. He has come a long way with Crusher's help and won the championship belt. Do you think you can take the Canary Kid? He is a fan favorite. Well, you've had lots of matches with Ricky. I've
had about 8 or 9 matches coming up now that we've had together.
It's been a while. It's been a while, though.
It has. I mean, there's a lot of things that I want in wrestling, and a title, again, is one thing that I want. You're never a full professional wrestler unless you have a title around your waist, and that's my one belief in wrestling. If I have something and I want it, I get it. There's no telling me no. You can't tell me no, that I won't work harder than anybody else. You won't tell me that I won't get something. When I put my mind to something, I get what I want.
Well, and that being said, understand this, and I think Ricky understands this well because I made it very clear. Once you get the world title, everybody's coming after you, as we can hear right out of your own words.
The world's after you.
And the thing is, to keep that belt, you got to go through hell, and you got to work hard, just as hard to keep it. And Ricky knows that. Yeah, so you think you're just going to have a cakewalk with him? I don't think that's the way it's going to go, John. I think you're going to have to really put in the work if you're going to try to get that belt out of him or whoever has it.
Have you seen from day one to now, Canary Kid? No, I'm the only person that's seen that. Me and Nathan Hoy are the only two that have actually seen that kid go from small, shy, timid kid to world heavyweight champion. And that's a story that in and of itself makes me want to break it. Just to become the villain in someone else's story just makes me happy, knowing that I can ruin their story. And I want to be the guy to I want to do things like that. Because at the end of the day, not every fairy tale ends good.
No, it doesn't. But you see, the thing is, John, I don't know how Ricky's going to handle you. You've been tag team partners. He's a good friend of yours and stuff. And I don't know how that'll all go. But I know if it was me, and I'm going against somebody like you, it's very simple, John. I fight fire with fire. You think you're a bad guy? You think you're a tough guy? You think you can go in there and throw all this stuff and break rules and do whatever you want? You will get the same if you try anything like that with me.
All right.
The way that's it's very simple. You have to fight fire with fire in this business.
Right. How are you going to wrestle someone who is none other than a student of the game? I have watched your tapes. I know every single thing that you do. How are you going to fight someone that knows you inside and out? You going to fight someone that knows every counter of your moves? No, you're not. You can't beat someone that knows that.
John, you only know the European style right now. You haven't even been to America yet. So you can bring that shoot. You can bring that European. You can bring that catch as catch can, British chain and everything else. But you're going to need more than that. Just remember that.
All right.
But I want to show some footage, John, before we get going too much into this.
Yeah, let's go.
We got the watch lines. We're going to watch your matches. But first, let's take a look at I want to back up and go back to training because John and I got in the ring and did some things, but I'm going to show you guys some stuff here. This isn't long. This is just very quick. And it's going to be, I was trying to show these guys the backflip, you put the brakes on the hip toss, you backflip around, and then you want to do what I call a spinning backslide. In other words, it's very fluid. I'll show you the way I did it back in the day, but I just couldn't get the the backslide on Ben was better, but on you I didn't do the backslide correctly. But anyways, I'm gonna show you guys this. We'll show some of me and John in the ring together. I haven't shown that yet to anybody, but we'll show Ben trying to flip me over. I refer to badass Ben Nelson. I don't know if I'm going to call him badass anymore because he couldn't get me over. We'll watch this and you'll see.
We'll keep it as badass.
I get rid of this comment before I show it. So let's watch this. So here we go. So I told Ben he needs to flip me, and he didn't flip me. But this is the backslide, fluid backslide. It's nice and smooth, right?
Yeah, it's nice and smooth. Yeah, there's nothing to that.
So now, here's John. Now, John got me over, gotta say. But then I didn't do my backslide correctly here. I wish I would have done it right. I didn't tuck it down and do it correctly. This I'm going to show you next. This is what I was trying to show these guys. This is me back in the day doing the same thing. Back up.
Whoa, look out.
Fluid backslide.
Beautiful. We move into a backslide.
So that's what I mean by smooth is you just roll into it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing I noticed how all you guys did the backslide, you're always stepping into it and hooking. What I'm trying to show you guys is to do it. Here, I'll just show that last part one more time just to kind of show you what I mean by that. Because I'm kind of like the chalkboard. I can chalkboard it. Yeah, so back up.
Whoa, look out.
Then, beautiful. It's got nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. That was what I was trying to show you guys. But anyways. But yeah, John, you at least got me over, right?
Yes, I did, yeah.
But see, that was just a little ringer. I tell you right now, if I worked that with John for another 10 minutes, I would have that down just like you've seen here. That's just ring rust, you guys. That's all that is.
When you're so far out of the ring, you're losing a bit of touch, Crossen.
No.
You know what? You could gain that back.
You're damn right I can gain that back. And you know what? I am gaining that back. You know something? Don't even go there. Yes, I can totally get that back. You think I can still throw the drop kick? That's the least of what I can do. John, I can't believe you saying that. So now we're going to watch some of John's matches, guys. We're going to see him in action here. I think this first one is Breakout 1, which I believe is Ian McInnes, I believe.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this. Got the audio a little lower in this so we can keep talking, but I've kind of skipped all the music and everything. We're going right to the match. So
one thing as well, I don't know if I've ever told you this, Crossen, but my favorite part of podcasts and anything that's interacting with fans is that I get to answer questions. So if there's any questions or anything like that that people are interested in asking about this match,
absolutely. Yeah, so I ask questions for John, and he'll love to answer them. And Here's a comment. I want to bring this in. Mickey the Time Lord. Again, Mickey, thanks so much when you gave us those super chats a few weeks ago. We really appreciated that. Greetings, Crusher and John. For Mickey the Time Lord.
Hello.
He's a regular here. He's been on with us with me and Ricky last show. So
Good lad.
yeah. So I noticed you got the new tights, John, the green tights and everything. Where'd that design come from?
Well, I really enjoyed watching Finlay. Finlay was always my one guy to go to because he's from Carrick, not that far down the road, only about a half an hour away from me. And to be able to see someone like that's made it is really cool to me. But I also wanted to add my own touch on it. So the gear itself is like a redesign of one of his old gears from a WrestleMania. I can't remember what the mania was, but it was a really good mania. That's why they came in.
Yep, and that's kind of what inspired you to get the trunks?
Yeah, but one thing that I keep getting told is it looks like either the Hurricane or Crash Holly, which I'm sick of hearing.
A little bit, but I think it's kind of your own. I think you kind of got it your own, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I was happy with it. Like, there was a few other designs that I wanted to get. I really, as soon as I get the chance, I'm getting made some like maroon gear or like orange gear, or else I might even get what color? Like it's dark red. That's what I'm really looking at the moment.
Yeah,
I
know this is a new school thing. I know this is something you guys do nowadays. We never did it back in the day, but the whole stomp when you throw, you stomp and throw. Watch it right here. There it is. Every time. I don't mind it, but I think you shouldn't. I think you shouldn't always do it. Is what I'm trying to say. I think you should sometimes just do a normal back Irish whip. Back him in, then just throw him. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think? Or do you think you should always step into it like that? Like jump into it?
Are you talking about like the whip off the rope?
Yeah, like when you go to the Irish whip, you always stomp both feet as you throw.
Yeah, so like the reason we were taught that is because Nathan's trainer was always taught go for the whip, look behind you, check the corner, and then whip. And that's something that's always like stuck with me.
Right.
Nathan has always said to me that whips are like the most important thing.
No. I don't have a problem with doing it. I just think it shouldn't be done all the time. Is all I'm saying.
No. Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Just kind of change it up, do different kinds of whip. The way we would whip, I would always, and that's the way I whipped Canary when I drop kicked him. I back him into the corner, then I throw him. Right.
Yeah.
Just different variations of it, right? So Ian, is this his first match?
This is his first match in wrestling Nathan.
Whoa, he got a win off of John McCann. Holy cow.
Crusher, we don't want to go there. That was a fluke win. That was winners.
John, they're saying your mic's a little low, so you might want to just kind of move in closer to your phone, then it'll pick you up better. Just got to kind of move. You got to physically move closer to the phone. And then you'll get louder.
Is that anybody?
That's what I was
I'll have to see. It might just be like this, Mickey, because of the watch long. It'll probably be fine when we get out of it. Whoa, what are you... So that's what I'm talking about. The match is over. Look, you just shoved the ref. Bell's being rung. What's going on here?
He's better, and he should be showing everybody how good he is.
Yeah.
Referee may get out of his way.
I'll try to lower this a little bit. There you go. Now you maybe hear us better.
Might be able to hear us, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, this was my own choice, and the crowd made their own choice. So they turned on me, I didn't turn on them.
Shut up and let the man speak.
I showed a winner mentality in staying on top. It's not my fault.
Yeah, I turned the volume down a little bit, Mickey, so you should hear us better. Now, this is a little bit louder now just because he's talking, but...
Yeah.
Your lucky day. It's the worst day of your life.
Look at this. You know something? I used to love to kick the crap out of guys like you, John, that would go after people like this when the bell's being rung. I gotta say. This guy's brand new. He just got his first victory, and this is how you celebrate this?
Well, it truly is a celebration worthwhile.
Now, what are they chanting? John is a jobber?
That's right.
Is that what I'm hearing? John the jobber?
It's what you're hearing, but it's not what you're seeing.
Me in the first place, and I know it, each and every single one of you. Even my no time, you looked at me.
Guys, I'll get to your questions and comments in here in a second, guys. Just kind of waiting for this to
Every single one of you is gonna watch this.
telling his fans off here.
You know what? That doesn't matter to me anymore. You know why? You know why it doesn't matter to me?
John, was this when you actually went heel?
No, I said what was on my mind, and I believed every single word that I said. At the end of the day, it wasn't me that turned on them; it was them that turned on me.
But this is when you finally became the John McCann you are now, is on this match, right?
Yeah, this is the moment that there was a shift. There was a shift here.
Some strong words from John McCann.
Boy, oh boy.
Strong forearm. What is going
Look
on
at this,
here?
guys. Now we got John McCann against Nando Libre.
Yes.
Well, there's the
This was on the last breakout before the one we had the title match.
what a way to start.
Talking about fans and family and people that come to the events. There's only ever been one person that has always stood by my side, and that's been my girlfriend. You can see her in the corner, and it makes my day every single time she comes along. She's got a John McCann t-shirt, and it makes me happy. Just to know that I've got one person in the crowd that actually appreciates and
Well, you have that little guy that's in training that is a big fan of yours.
I've got Noah too. I do. I know. I got me Noah. Noah's
Yeah.
good.
And I think he's in the crowd here somewhere.
He is indeed, and his family is as well.
Yep.
I love them. Really good people.
Yep. It was a privilege to work with him and them other little kids in the training that day. I really enjoyed that when I was
One
in
thing that
town.
the kids just don't get the props for is they work their butts off. Like they
Yeah.
really put the work in. Like every single week, you see them kids come down. Doesn't matter what time it is. Nathan changes the time. The kids come along anyway. Like it is extremely impressive the work ethic that every single one of them have. I'm so proud of all of them.
All right, so Mickey the Time Lord saying, how old is John and when did he start training? Well, we kind of covered that. You started at 14, and what year was it?
crowd seem to
I started in 2020 at the age of 14, and now I'm 19.
who wins this match.
19, and you still train. Like, training never ends for you guys. You keep training.
Oh no, like every
is-
day of the week I try and train.
You know, which is very interesting because with us, in old school, you went through 6 months, maybe a year, usually 6 months, 6 to 9 months, and that was it. Then you were out doing matches. You did, training was done.
Yeah,
very
I worked
interesting how
those
it's
2 years
changed.
for my match.
I'm just saying it's different. Kind of interesting how it's different now than how it
Yeah.
used to. That's why I say your training's so much better today than it was back in the day.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But at the same time, you had like so much more to like mess up than we did. Like us having a wee bit more time in the ring, you were just kind of shoved in the matches.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was also part of your training.
Yeah.
was the first few matches. You know.
Also, one thing I want to say on this, it's one of my favorite matches I've had this year. I really
This one?
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yep.
Really enjoyed this match.
You're going after his ribs that look like they're taped up, and you're going after him. I see.
Don't give me a target.
Just like Canary Kid going after Ben's knee. Yep. I
Ben
see
found
shades
the
of
way-
shades of Canary here. The old Canary, at least.
No, you're getting it a wee bit mixed up here, Cross. He had shades of me. I didn't have shades of him.
Ribs right into the turnbuckle.
See, the difference between me and you, John, is when I beat people, if they have an injury or something, I don't go after it because I take pride in beating them without going after a weakness of theirs.
You know what?
That's
I
the
take
easy
pride in?
street. That's easy street.
But you know, it's fair enough.
Can you answer me this, Cross? Do you know what I take pride in?
Well, I would say you probably take pride in just breaking rules lately by the way it looks.
Right to the
No, you're close.
Right to the
It's
beat.
called winning. And sometimes I gotta take what I gotta take.
You
As
know?
long as I'm on top, that's all that matters.
Jesse Ventura always wore a shirt that said, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. I think we ought to get you that shirt, John.
Get me that shirt.
Here's Damien Thorne. Crusher, if there was a tag team match in the future, who would you want to be your partner? John or Ricky or Ben? To be my partner out of them three?
Big European uppercut. Cut the
Well,
leg.
do I need a partner? I'm used to doing handicap matches and stuff, but if I have to pick one,
Everybody.
Big drop kick. Sends
Gosh.
John into the corner.
Should have seen that.
Choose wisely.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I was going to have a partner in a tag team match out of these three guys,
He has to be out cold.
as much as you might want me to say Ricky, I wouldn't be Ricky only because we're too similar in our styles. I mean, drop kicks and everything else. I would probably pick John, honestly.
Honestly, you know what? I really appreciate that, Crosser. I just want to say you've made the right choice.
2 counts. Good.
Made the
Not
right
for what I'm seeing in the heel stuff, but I'm just saying for all around, I think that would be a better fit for me for a tag team partner. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, no, I feel you. I understand it.
I mean,
You've made a
John's
good
probably got a little bit more power than I had,
Right.
so he'd be the power side of the tag team.
Suplex.
The Roman Reigns. Or,
Yeah, a little bit more muscle to it. And Mickey the Time Lord says, "Oh, Crusher, one question. Don't know if it was asked. Who did you have your belts made by? Oh, these belts back here. These replicas you're talking about, I think. All that stuff. Originally, these belts were made by Steve Engstrom back in the day, but these replicas, I use a guy by the name of Rizwan, and he's one of the Pakistani belt makers, like most of them are, and he does superb work. His work is flawless, so I use him. Pricing is average, but his work is impeccable. His name's Rizwan, and if you want, I can get you more information on him if you're ever looking for replicas and stuff, because I collect belts too, obviously. But Rizwan can make like any belt you want. He could make a custom belt for you. He can make belts.
You can hear that
In addition to doing really nice replicas of like the
I
big
just want to
leagues.
point this out. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold this in. You collect.
John getting the better of that exchange.
Yeah, like real like legitimate like AWA, NWA, all those belts. I like to collect them.
No. You're missing my point, right? You collect, I earn.
Well, see, I do both. I have earned the 5-time NWF championship. Not only that, John, 3-time NWF World Tag Team Champion, former National Champion, former National Tag Champion, former 6-man Tag Team Champion, former NCWA Lightweight Champion, former PWA Middleweight Champion. Do I need to continue, or is that enough? Talking about earning belts. Don't you ever go there with Crusher Crossen. Holy cow.
Powerbomb.
Is that enough of an
You have to
ego
learn
boost, or
just
do you
like
need
Ricky
more?
learned.
John slipped out of it. He slipped out.
I respect it a lot. I respect it. You've done a lot in your career, and you know what? Come back to Ireland, let me beat you for it.
John, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
John doesn't sound healthy there.
Honestly,
Nando knocked the wind out of him.
on a wee bit more of a lighter note, I would like to do a few more training sessions under Crusher. I do have some more things to learn from him. There's a lot of things I could learn.
One thing I'd love to teach John is the swan dive, because I think that's perfect for your style.
Oh, that would be perfect. That'd be something great to be able to add to the repertoire.
Oh, is that a
This is one of
superplex?
my favorite moves.
That was a superplex, right?
Yeah, my favorite move to ever hit. Superplex. No one does it. Dynamite Kid does it though, and it's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite. Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite
Hardy Wayne,
Kid?
Triple H.
Yeah, he was a tough guy.
Very tough guy, but he knew his way about the business.
Yeah.
That's what I always respected.
Let me see. Where did I leave off on comments? Sports Talk 117 says John is a heel. Bad John. Yeah. Big Bad John. That should be your ring music coming out. Big Bad John.
John ducks it.
Yeah.
Yous are childish.
Nando ducks it.
Big Bad John. And then Gizmo says, Keaton, are you here today? If so, would you tag team with John and Ricky? If so, I can answer. Keaton's not with us. Most likely he's probably sleeping, but I can tell you right now, he would pick Ricky in a heartbeat. He's the fanboy. He's definitely going to pick Ricky.
Nando's going for it.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
I know.
Damien says, if so, who would be your partner? I don't know who that's to.
Ah, no. John's got him.
I think that might have been a follow-up to Gizmo's question, but
And then we'll leave
Yeah.
Skipping it too.
Mickey says, well, John, I have to say I love your style and work.
Who doesn't? But you know what? I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
And then this is interesting. Mickey says, I feel like these matches we are watching remind me a bit of the 80s style.
Yes, absolutely. That's my favorite
Yeah.
style of wrestling.
Yeah,
I love
NIPW's style of wrestling definitely different than American style. Like a little bit more like wrestling versus showmanship.
Oh,
Wouldn't you say, John?
Yeah, a lot more wrestling. Like Nathan's favorite style of wrestling is the technical. But he also says one thing you need to avoid in wrestling is talking, because sometimes a bit of this can get you pinned for the 3. So
Yeah.
too much of that.
You know, that's one of the things I like. And maybe that's why Nathan's got the bug in my ear to come back and work a match over there, because he knows my style is more 80s style versus to showmanship. You know, I like doing more fundamental wrestling.
Yeah, it's so much better. It looks much better. Like Bret Hart, you've got like people back in those days, like so much better at wrestling than most of the guys nowadays. You're telling me Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig, I could watch that every day.
Yeah,
24/7. So good.
And John, that steamroller move looks like it hurts you more than the opponent. Though you land right in your head when you do it, by the looks of it.
Well, in all honesty, I'll let you get a peek behind the curtain. Yes, it's one of the most painful moves I do. Like,
I bet it is.
my back and neck is killing me. 4 years of doing it straight. It's
All right. So John, at least you ended with a win on that there. You got the victory.
And that was the start of the streak.
You know, maybe this screen looks better. Do you guys think this looks better? I think this looks better with John's phone. Maybe we'll stick with this one. Yeah, so John, I don't know about the heel though. I mean, you know, I don't even know where to start. You know, look how long it took me to get through to Canary to do the right thing. And he does. And look what happens when he does the right thing, John. He wins the world title. And you're coming in here preaching about how you're just going to do everything for John McCann and it's all about winning and you don't care how you get there.
Right. Let me ask you this. Do you think he did that for you? Do you think he did that because he thought, Crusher's right? No, he just wanted to give you that ego boost because he knew he'd get that matchup.
What matchup? What matchup?
The one with the NWF World title. He knew he'd get that. A little bit of sucking up got him somewhere.
Well,
that's my opinion.
What are you saying? I picked Ricky because I favor Ricky?
You absolutely do.
I do not favor Ricky. If anybody knows us on this podcast, I've been nothing but on his case, left and right.
You're just itching for that matchup. You're just itching to become 6-time world champ.
Oh, you think I wanted to get in the ring with Ricky?
Of course you did.
Look, if I got in the ring, John, you know this. I've offered to get in the ring with him several times. Canary won't do it. He's afraid. And you know something? You might want to take a playbook out of his playbook and do the same. There's a reason Ricky's afraid to get in the ring with Crusher. And you know something? You might learn a thing or two from Ricky. Just saying.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Mickey the Time Lord says, let's see. Well, I'm going to get this one first. He says this first after the 80s style. To me, it is hard hitting the tech style, but the presentation of these videos remind me of 80s territories as well as, and Bret Hart is the one I loved as a kid all time. So,
yeah.
I'm a big Bret Hart fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite growing up, Crush?
Well, for me, it was the guy who got me really excited for wrestling was Hogan, but not the WWF glitz and glamour Hogan, the AWA Hogan.
AWA Hogan's crazy good.
Yeah, he just was so over, and the charisma and it wasn't his wrestling, it was the fact that he was bigger than life, his personality, you know, just this big invincible guy. And normally the big muscular guys in these days were heels, but not Hogan. He was actually a baby face. You know, so he was
felt like a truck. Yeah.
What's that?
6 foot and above. Built
Oh
like a
yeah, 6'8" and 24-inch pythons, and so my style in the beginning, I was trying to be like Hulk Hogan as Crusher, but I was nothing like him physically, not even close.
Yeah.
But I wanted in my mind, the guy who influenced me more with wrestling was Ric Flair.
Rick's
So-
always one of the best. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's the best.
Yeah, just his all around style of just fundamental wrestling. I always appreciated that. My high flying stuff, though, I'd have to credit to Jim Brunzell, especially the drop kick. That's who I looked at to do my drop kick. His drop kick was the best for that time.
Jumping Jim, isn't it?
Jumping Jim Brunzell,
Yeah,
yeah. Excellent drop kick. I mean, it's
Mhm.
picture
Oh.
perfect. Greg Gagne's drop kick, sloppy as hell. Kind of like John's. Kind of like John's. I'm
you wanna
just
know
kidding.
Jake's?
I'm
Oh.
just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
don't get me hot-headed. I will go on a rant.
No, but Greg's was not the prettiest drop kick. He just didn't have the. It was just sloppy looking. Where Jim Brunzell was nice, his feet were always tight together. It was perfect form. So that's what I tried to do. And this is what Ricky heard me talk about. In the beginning with Ricky, one thing about Ricky, he's like a sponge. He soaks up everything he hears, and then he takes it and he works with it. And then look what he's done with this. He's got, in my opinion, he's probably got one of the best drop kicks in that entire dojo right now.
You know what? Honestly, yeah, he does. He's got 2 different versions. One where he does it from the corner and runs round and drop kicks your face off.
Right.
Like
In the
facial reconstruction surgery.
Yep, I've seen that one.
And then his other one where he just drop kicks you straight in the face, standing up.
Yep, a standing drop kick. But what he hasn't learned yet, at least I don't think he has, he says he can do it, I haven't seen it, is what I was famous for, and that was the running drop kick, the one that supposedly dislocated Kid Kelsey's jaw. But that's the one, and that's the one that I haven't done. That's the one I'm going to do if I ever get back to NIPW. Because that's the one that's the killer. If I dislocated jaws in the past, just imagine what I'll do now if I did that running drop kick. That's why they call it a flying drop kick. That's how it gets its name. What's that?
You managed doing something to yourself rather than me, anyway. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm not going to hurt myself. I'll just hurt whoever I end up drop kicking. That's for damn sure.
Nathan always taught me. Yap. Doesn't equal.
Yeah. Then Vicky says, okay, I would love to see John McCann versus Canary Kid 1v1 for a world title match if it would be exciting. Well, they've wrestled, 9 times? You guys have had matches?
9 or so times, yeah. 2 wins, 3 wins to him, 7 wins to me.
Yeah, that John had his number for a long time. It was only recently that Canary beat him. A couple times, I think, because most of his victories came later, right?
Yeah, a wee bit later. As I taught him a wee bit more and a wee bit more, he started to learn from me and understood how to beat me. Took him over 3 years to learn how to beat me. I don't think anybody else has got a chance in that dojo.
Well, I just seen a guy just starting out beat you in this match we just watched today. So if that's the case, I think John McCann's beatable.
It's just a thing. See, if you go to somewhere like a casino, sometimes you've got a chance of winning. There's always a chance of winning. But could you still call him a winner after that beatdown? No, you couldn't.
And I want to let everybody know that for those watching on Instagram, you guys, you're only going to get it for 60 minutes. So when we hit 60 minutes, it's going to stop. So for those of you on Instagram, I just want to say this: you need to switch over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com NWF Wrestling /live. If you go right there, that'll bring you right to our live stream on YouTube. And then if you comment, because I can't see your comments on Instagram right now, but if you comment on YouTube, you come in with everybody else. Mm-hmm. So for those of you on Instagram, you need to switch to NWF on our YouTube channel. So that's a little plug for that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, John, but I had to cut you off.
What's new?
And then Mickey's got another comment here. He says, I really love these streams, seriously. And did John have a hurt wrist with the brace? Yeah, explain what happened here. What happened to your wrist?
All right, so I was in training and I managed to, because I'm such a big fan of Canary Kid, you know this now, just from this one podcast. I wanted to recreate the diving headbutt. Now, I've done it numerous times in training.
Wait a minute. The what?
The diving headbutt.
the diving headbutt. Explain how it goes.
So you get up to the top, you jump off, head first, hit head-on-head collision.
Oh,
to the
so
guy on the mat.
is the guy laying on the mat?
Yeah.
So that's just like that flying headbutt right to the head on the mat, head to head,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's I've seen it. Yep.
I mean, if this is my wrist, you should see the guy that's
I think
saved that
Chris
move.
Chris Benoit do that move too? I wanna
Benoit
say-
did as well. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he,
think he
there was
did
a lot
it.
of people that did it.
Yeah.
One of the people that invented it also said they regretted inventing the move, but you know what? Honestly, it's a savior to me. It's one thing that I'm gonna bust out in shows, and it's sure to get over.
Yeah.
But yeah, from the top, jumped from the top, and our padding had split, so I jumped down and landed wrist first on it. It's just wood.
Oh, and just the wood part. So the
Yeah,
padding kind of separated in the middle of the mat there.
Yeah, and I just landed straight on it, and then I brought it to the medical facilities, as you weird Americans call it, and they said there might be a fracture, there might not be a fracture, but they can't see it because the bone is just difficult to MRI and scan and stuff like that. So
Well, so basically, if it's fractured, it's probably a hairline fracture then, not like a compound fracture.
probably not.
Meaning the bone's not split and going through your skin and all that kind of stuff. That's a compound
Oh,
fracture. Right.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway. And I'm canceling the date that I'm supposed to be going to get it seen to, because I've got other things to do.
Well, when I was in there showing you guys the 1-2-3, remember the 1-2-3 move?
Yeah.
That's what I call it. I don't think that move even has a name, but anyways, when I did it, I didn't do it quite right. I came down on my side instead of turning on my stomach, and I ended up bruising my ribs, and they're still a little tender, but they're healing. But that's just
Sorry to
it.
hear they're hidden.
And Ricky says, and then Crusher realized he's never going to go in the ring again. Oh no, I would do that in a heartbeat again. Are you kidding? I don't care if I break my ribs. I would totally do it again. You see, John, it's like this. I'm Generation X, okay? With Generation X, we're the tough generation. We can take pain and abuse, you know. Let me put it this way. There's two kind of people. There's people that avoid fights because they're afraid, because they don't know what's going to happen, and they don't want to get hurt. And then there's those who've been in fights and have had their ass kicked. And that's me. I've had my ass kicked, so I'm not afraid. And I'll go through hell and back, and I don't care. And that's bad news for people like you or anybody else who think they can come in here and talk down to Crusher Crossen about anything, because I don't care. I'll go in there and I'll give it 110%, and you better be on your A game.
You know what?
Old or not.
Sorry to take the spotlight from you, but you know what belongs where it is. And it's on me right now. So, you want to say your generation is the tough generation? Well, I'm once in a generation. I'm the guy that still goes out there, works every single weekend, ends up in the top rope, and still wins. With this, you probably still couldn't lace up your boots with your broken ribs, your bruised up ego.
Oh boy. Don't think I can lace up my boots, huh?
Nope, haven't seen them on you since the dawn of the dinosaurs.
Like I said, you need to start listening to your tag team partner that avoids Crusher Crossen, because former partner. Maybe Canary was onto something there. Maybe he was smart there. I don't know. But I don't know if I'm seeing too much intelligence here. John, you think that wrist is the last thing you're gonna have to worry about with me? You'll have not only both wrists taped up like that and bandaged up, but also your ankles and everything else after I get done with you. You'll be into the medical facility a number of times after a match with Crusher. I don't think you want Crusher Crossen. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think most of that's true. The only reason I'd be in the medical facility is to make sure you got checked out.
I'll tell you this much: if I ever went in the ring again, I'd make it count. I may not win, but I'll make it count. You'll never forget that you were in the ring with me.
You saying that you want to have
I
a
can
match
guarantee
with
you
me?
that.
Right. I really appreciate the sentiment, but I am not here to retire the old and bring in the new.
Now there we go. Now it's the Canary Kid talking. I thought we would get that out of you eventually when I actually put the words out there. Now it's the same old Canary talk of, oh, I just can't do it. I can't hurt an old senior citizen or whatever.
No,
We know-
I
we
will
know the
happily
reality of
retire
it.
you for the rest of your life. I will happily show you that door, and I'll walk you through it in that simmer frame that you're going to have when you're done. But you know what? Let's talk more action, bit more words. Words don't mean anything to me. Actions, actions. I would never take a match with someone who's been out of the ring for so long, someone that doesn't put the work in that I do. The only reason that Ian McInnes got that match, the only reason that Nando Libre got that match, is because they worked their asses off.
It was Ian's
Crush.
first match.
Yeah, but that guy's been working for years on
I'm
his
not
own.
saying he doesn't work. But you see, John, you're talking about putting time in. I've already done that. Been there, done that. I don't need to put time in again. As I have to prove myself to you. What, for you? For a match
There's
with
the
you?
veteran
What are
in
you
you
kidding me?
talking.
You're talking about the five-time champ. And you can see as I'm kicking Canary Kid right in the face. Yes.
Yeah, of course you'd wear a shirt like that because you can't do it in real life. One thing I'll also tell you is, Crush, you don't have to believe and, I don't have to do anything to show you that you're right and I'm wrong. You know what? You're one of the guys in the locker room I've hated for years. There's always that one veteran that's like, don't be doing this, don't do that. I'm here to show this old veteran that he's wrong. Your time's past, pal, and mine's is now.
You know something, guys? I don't know what to make of this. But you just keep going down that road, John, and see where it's going to lead. I don't think you're going to like where that road goes. You know, I would hate to end up having you get sidelined on this big and career of yours that you're going for. I just hate to have to sideline you that quick. You know, that's my only thing. I like you guys. I like NIPW. I don't want to jeopardize it. Let me get a few comments in here before you start rattling away. And I hope I'm not asking too much in the chat. Now, Mickey, we told you before, we love it when people chat. So keep chatting. We're going to bring your comments in every time.
Mm-hmm.
Sports Talk 117 says, check John's gloves for extra padding or even a set of brass knuckles. Well, yeah, point taken there.
Well, you know what? I'll let this wee secret out. I had this in during a chop, and the guy came back and was like, "Oh, that really killed me. Like that hurt." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but I had my wrist taped. I get my way around
Now I'm
things."
beginning to wonder if this wrist is even hurt. This is like the old Sheik on El Casey with the cast. And yet the wrist was broken for like a year. And like, how long are you going to nurse this? Is that bandage and that metal thing in there going to be like that for the next 6 months?
That's for you to guess and watch and find out, because you're
Jesus.
just another wrestling fan at this point.
But you know something?
Sitting in your chair.
That's just fine. You wear that brace and that metal brace in there, because I'll just take that wrist of yours and I'll knock your own head with it. You want to try using that with me? Remember, it's like I said, John, it's like I said, it's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's what I told Ricky. You know, Ricky, listen to this. So Ben Nelson tosses him out of the Battle Royal, right? That just happened over there at Charity Slam.
Mm-hmm.
I told Ricky, that's Pearl Harbor. That's an act of war. You got to start looking at who's your friends and who your enemies are in this business. Because if it's your enemy, you treat him differently. Ricky seems to think he's still friends. Tell you something, Canary, you better watch your back. Because when people start doing things like that, that's an act of war, in my opinion. I've been a supporter of Ben for a long time, but man, you don't toss your friends out of battle royals unless it's down to you two. So I just got to say that. And let's see. Mickey says, to both of you gentlemen, I toast a beer to you. I wish I could shake both of your hands out of pure respect. Well, that's a very nice compliment.
You know what that is? That's probably one of the best comments I've ever had.
It is.
You get that?
And I got to say this, I'm talking tough to John right now just because I feel like it. But John was the first guy over at NIPW when I got into town that wanted to get together with me and meet up.
Absolutely.
John was the first person, not even Ricky. So it was John. So I just got to say, I just got to say that I remember that. I didn't even get checked in my hotel yet, and John was on his way over.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'd take
Yep.
any opportunity by any time, like just to spend time with people. Like I'm a people person. I always have been a people person. And just to be able to spend time and learn and talk about Eddie Sharpie and
Eddie
all the
Sharkey.
guys that you worked a
Yep.
lot of the time and like being able to see what it was like.
Yeah, we did. We went and got a soda or whatever across the street
Yeah, yeah.
museum. We chatted wrestling for about an hour, and yeah, we did. We had fun that day.
A lot of fun.
My favorite part was, John, put the belt on your shoulder. Let's get that selfie and send it over to Ricky.
You know, it was even better because I was the first person that held that title from
Yeah.
here. I was the first person that got a photo of that title from here, and I'm going to be the next. At some point, you will see me with that round my waist, round my shoulder, in front of me, and on the cover of NIPW.
Are you saying you're going to try to take the belt from Ricky?
Well, I've got priorities at the moment, and there's some things that need to be taken care of first off. But see, when it comes down to it, my winning streak keeps winning. Might try my hand. It's something that I know I can get.
And you think you can beat him, even though he's beaten you more than you've beaten him in the last few matches. If you look at your last few matches.
I'm a student of the game as much as he is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he beat you the last 2 times you wrestled?
You want to talk numbers? What's 2 to 6? 2 to
Well, I'm
7?
just saying the last 2 times
2 to
he
8?
beat you. I'm just saying.
Well, the thing with Ricky is one of the best in this entire island. The guy is incredible in the ring. I am like genuinely in awe every single time I see him stepping through the ropes. But his biggest weakness that I've seen so far has been the bigger the setting, the more pressure, and the pressure when it's on, especially with NIPW, with our crowds, with our audience. I just don't know he can take that pressure. I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, you don't think he can, huh?
I think so.
I don't know. I asked Ricky, he was our guest, obviously, last show for celebrating his title win, and he said he thinks that match is his best match he's ever had with Ben, he thinks. And I know Ben feels that way. And I know that, and I asked that because I know that you guys have had some pretty good matches.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's the fact that it's a world title and he won a world title and he puts that higher now. But, I was there. I reffed the match, obviously, so I seen it up close better than anybody.
Yeah, you got that clothesline straight to the jaw.
Yeah, he closed, and John, let's clear the record here. Ricky's telling everybody I pre-bumped. Now you've seen the footage. Did Crusher pre-bump?
You post-bumped? You had that clothesline hit you and you still stood up and then you bumped. It hit you.
Well, my face tells me it hit me for damn sure. The fat lip that I had after, but yeah, he caught me in the face. But see, it's just classic Ricky. He cannot admit that he messed up any way, shape, or form. So he's got to say I pre-bumped. That's his excuse.
It's an ego boost.
I still blame it on me because I threw Ben down to get him out of the way into the path that Canary was running. So he had to hurdle Ben, and when he hurdled up, he got higher, which is why he hit me in the face. So really, I caused it. So I take responsibility for it. I still like to give him shit, though.
He deserves shit anytime you can give it. He's got a bird chirp.
Got to give him shit.
Got some chirping on him.
And then Mickey says, and yes, John, I am a wrestling fan, a 40-year-old fan, but pure respect for what you all do in the ring. That's what Mickey's saying. Yeah.
Honestly, I believe wholeheartedly now that we need more fans like Mickey, people who actually have respect for who's in the ring, rather than going online and chatting crap about them.
Exactly. I'll give you an example. I posted the title match as well as the little, remember the handshake from hell segment, that little thing that was so good that they did?
Yeah.
Remember? And I posted that on the Reddit forum for Pro Wrestling on Reddit forum. It's the biggest Reddit forum, right? So they got tons of viewers there. And so you get lots of views. Now, the handshake from hell got 40,000 views, but then there's these people commenting in, and they're just ripping their segment for stupid stuff. Like, oh, look at the chairs. Look like they're from elementary school. And, and they just try to find these little things they can rip on them. And it's like, but nobody was ripping on the fact that it was a decent promo. They're just trying to find anything they can. And it's like, It's like, what, those kind of fans, they aren't even fans. They're
Yeah.
just people that want to try to find something,
The thing is, as well, like they ruin it for the fans that are like really good. People like Noah and his family who come to actually enjoy the art of professional wrestling, or people who just come along to like see their family, see their friends in the ring. They ruin it for them. They go far and beyond to make someone's day just that wee bit worse, so it makes theirs better. And you know
Right.
what? It's so horrible in the sport. You will never see another sport like it. Like Nathan also said this to the lads earlier in the week. You will never see a football fan posting about how bad their team did. You'll never see someone slandering someone about their other sports. You'll never see anything like that in other like sports, but you'll see it in wrestling, and it's so strange.
Yeah, it's just almost like it's jealousy, or it's like maybe these are guys that were in the indie business that never could make it, and so they're bitter at everybody.
Maybe
There's
probably
that
is.
too. There's a lot of that out there.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of that.
So now here's Mickey's comment here. He says, "Oh, John and Crusher, is it possible that the match will be recorded if it happens, and would you show it on the show?" You're talking about Canary Kid versus John McCann. Well, yeah, anything that happens will eventually show, especially if it's involving these guys. So yeah, it's everything gets recorded. So yeah, it would definitely get recorded. So if that happens, that's for sure. And then look at this. Thank you very much, Mickey. $10 super chat says this is for both of you, and also for the hard work. Seriously.
Hell
So
yeah.
$10 super chat.
Amazing.
Thank you, Mickey. Very
Good
generous.
stuff.
Once again, very generous of you.
Thank you
And
very
yes,
much.
Mickey, I did put you in a short just because I thought that was you deserved to be in a short for that super chats you gave us last show. Yeah. And yeah, and Mickey says yes, that was what he was referring to, John versus Ricky. You can see their if you go to the NIPW channel, their YouTube channel, you can see their matches that they've had.
Yes. There's a lot of matches.
Most of them
There's
are
like
there.
a lot of my work, a lot of Ricky's work. There's so many like really, really good matches.
Well, matches against each other where you guys wrestled each other. And then
Yeah,
also, if you go to Wrestling Revolution Keaton's channel, you'll find even more videos of these guys in Wrestling Revolution Keaton's channel. And then and Mickey says, yeah, I saw that short and I lost it. Well, it's still there. It's still on our YouTube channel. You can see all our shorts. They're all still there. And you felt not worthy. Nah. I just like to point out when people are generous, I want to make sure that they know that people are people deserve to be pointed out for that. I guess I can get this
absolutely. Yeah.
banner out of
People
here.
who are supporting us are the people that make us keep going.
Yep. And I also want to remind everybody to check us out on our website, nwfwrestling.org. You can see there's a whole section right now on Canary Kid there for the world title, for winning the world championship.
Where's my section?
John, you haven't won the world title yet. So it's like, you're talking about wanting to win it, but let's talk is cheap here. I'm 5-time. Ricky's got it 1 time. It's 1 time. I'm 5-time. I'm better, obviously. When it comes to me and Canary knows this. So he's second fiddle. That's fine. But you'd be like not even third or fourth fiddle. You're like somewhere in the far corner of the orchestra, until you actually get the belt. I'm just saying.
So that belt defines how good you are? Okay, right. If that's the top of the mountain, I will climb it. I will take it. If that's what I gotta do, if there's something I gotta prove to you, you know what? I think it might be just worth proving to you.
Well, I think I'm sure Ricky's, if he's not watching this live, he's definitely going to watch it in replay because he's going to want to see how you did. By the way, Ricky said the show wouldn't be as entertaining as it is with him. Did you know that?
It wouldn't be. He's right. It would be way more entertaining. If there's anything that you people know, and I know wholeheartedly that I would have happen less, it would be less Ricky, more John. Anytime that option's up.
Well, guys, I want to show one thing here. We're going to take a little break quick, just a 2-minute break, because I want to show what's coming up on our video network next. I always like to point out what's next. And this is really kind of cool stuff. This is the first So all my restorations now are using what's called Project Starlight. It's like for VHS restoration, it's the best restoration there is. It is like, there's nothing else like it. So like now when I restore VHS, it's like really good quality. So I'm going to show you, this is a dry dock show, but this is what's coming up on the network as of July 1st. So I want you guys to see what's going to come up on there. It's going to be a preview of that. We showed it on Rewind. I'm going to show it again here. And then when this comes, it only runs 2 minutes, and then we'll be right back with you. So let's watch this preview quick.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Is he crazy?
He's got to be nuts.
He's taking him into the ropes right now. Oh. 2, 3. Who Russian flag.
Well, what else?
He's going to go for an airplane spin again. We saw this last week.
That's Pitt's specialty.
And he,
Boom!
Man.
I tell you, Chris Logan, like I said, Jeff, I'm happy to be working with him in the ring the other day, and I think he's going to be something to be reckoned with. A little rusty, but he's getting there. Look at that shot.
We got some great flying drop kick. Actually, he just stood still and let him have it.
And it's the end
For
against the
NWF. Oh, look at that. Oh. 3 minutes remain in the match, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes. He's got him in a bear hug.
This body is insured by Lloyd's of London. You see what he tried to do to me, and that's what chumps get.
And of course, despite that, we still got our loyal fans here at the dry dock. A lot of... Oh, that's it. That's his finishing maneuver. That's it. Oh. Off with action.
Action. February 16th. Gotta be here live.
Uh-oh, we're getting out of control.
And
Have some respect.
have quite a bit of respect for each other. I'm having a little difficulty with my...
To be on the
Well, what we're looking at here, actually, which is very surprising, is a very, very scientific match.
Now he drops the chain.
Suplex. Beautiful suplex. Well, definitely. Crusher Crossen has never, as far as I know, had a weight and size advantage in wrestling. But he's never had to count on that.
But you gotta watch. I think Crusher Crossen split open.
Yes, he is.
He's split open big.
He's busted open.
The
Crusher Crossen is busted open. 30 seconds.
Now Dread backs the bear into the ropes, throws him in. Drop the chain. I don't know what's going on. No, he's
Got him up
look
for the
out.
Russian
Look
backbreaker.
at the back.
All right, July 1st. That was the first one. Now, the thing is, with that Project Starlight, that was, as you can see, the quality is really good on the restoration, but it takes... That was a 60-minute episode. You want to know how long that took to create?
How long?
About 5 days solid with the computer nonstop.
Gee, 5 full days.
That's because it's massive encoding that it's doing to be able to make that. But the result is really nice. But so going forward, all my restorations now are going to be like that, but it just takes forever. So it's just, and I will go back and fix the ones I already did, and because this is so much better, but it's worth it. It just takes forever. And then my computer's just running nonstop, and it's like heating up like an oven, and it's pretty cool. But
Also, can I just say that as well? I think it's really cool as well. When you came here, you gave us a few different things. You gave us a keychain, you gave us a wee plaque, and you gave us the DVDs. One of the best DVDs I've got at the moment. And I also think this is just really cool to have on my desk. I know Mitch posted about it, but honestly, I just want to say as well, again, on the podcast, thank you very much for the gifts. They mean a lot. And also the sweets as well. My girlfriend absolutely loved the
Swedish fish. Swedish fish. If I come back out there again, I'll have to bring out another bag, I suppose, because that bag is gone, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, if it wasn't me, it'd be someone else taking them, you know?
I think I gave you some Twizzlers too, didn't I?
Yes, the Twizzlers as well were really, really nice. They were good. I also didn't know that you guys, like, use them for, like, drinking sodas.
Oh, do they use them as a straw? Maybe some people. Kids might do it. I don't know. I haven't done that in years. But yeah, because they have a hole in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't, just so everybody knows, they don't have Twizzlers readily available in Ireland. So
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. I would be as obese as possible if I had those, like every single day of the week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Twizzlers and Swedish fish.
Oh, I see. Okay, hang on a second. So when Mickey said he lost it, he meant by lost it he was smiling.
All right.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm gonna say lost it. How'd you lose it? And then he says, "I love being able to give support because Crusher and Dixie, and it is awesome."
It is. It really is really, really good. It's class.
You know, I tried to get Ben Nelson to join us because, you know, he's going to face John next, right? And I thought it'd be cool to have Ben on here. And then, but he's in Portugal, so he said he's going to be busy over there and he couldn't come on. So
You know what? You know what I'm going to say to that? Ben has been showing time and time again he is nothing short than a card. A man with nothing other than words to say and nothing to back it up. And I'm going to prove that. Ben has been said so many times that he doesn't show up, he doesn't show out. Ricky mentioned it, and he showed holes to his game. I'm going to dissect Ben, and I mean that.
You know, I hate to agree with John on this, but I did give Ben the opportunity to cut a promo for you on this as well, since he can't be here, and he never cut a promo for you. So I don't know. Maybe he is not too sure about what's going to happen in July 5th. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Ben Nelson shows up. The one that's going to be prepared. Or
all matters.
But then again, I got to say, you know, Ben looked really sharp in that match. He almost beat Canary Kid. He came so close. Matter of fact, if I wasn't knocked down by Ricky, I think Ben Nelson might have won that match. To be honest with you.
Maybe so. But again, it might just be Ben hasn't had an awful lot of opportunities where he has been in bigger situations. So maybe it was just the pressure made him up his game just a wee bit. And I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do that as well. That's one thing I really want to do. It's one thing I did with Ricky. I showed him what it was like to be in a championship situation. So when the next time came, he won.
Yeah, and also, you know, you're taking all the credit here, but I'm going to say too, it was me, Crusher Crossen, who told Canary, get your head on straight, go into this fight right, fight with respect, something that you're not been doing lately. Fight with respect, and you will win the match. That's exactly what happened.
You know what? I'm going to expand on your point here. You know what? I do fight with respect. I just have some of it for some people and a wee bit more for others.
I think it's more like you respect yourself versus your opponents.
You know what? Talking to you is so bittersweet. Sometimes I believe that you think I am the best in NIPW.
I think you think you're the best. I just love, you know, that's what I always loved doing back in the day, John. I just love proving people wrong. I could write a book on it. And I see all this confidence and all this, you know, John McCann, I showed this, I showed him that, I showed Ricky how to do this, I showed Ben how to do that. I am the God here. I am the God sent of NIPW. No, what you are is you are a young up-and-comer still. You're still young and new to this business. You're only 19 years old. So, you know something, John? I don't even know. I don't know if I should. I don't want to have to hurt John McCann, you guys. I don't want to have to end his career sooner than it's getting started. He's got a lot of potential. Let's I guess let him develop and let's see what happens in his journey.
You know what? Maybe you should have picked Ben as that tag team partner because you and him would be the best talkers in this business.
I still would pick you, John, as a tag team partner, but as an opponent, you're my enemy. And that's just the way it is. You should know this by now. Mickey says this. Do a lot of the guys in NIPW wrestle a lot in the EU and would ever go to Canada because I am near Buffalo, New York? You know, Ricky's had a match coming up, Mickey. Canary Kid's got a match coming up, I believe the 26th of July in Ottawa, Canada. I don't know how far that is for you, but he's going to be in Ottawa. And I don't know, we got the information somewhere. I think if you go to Canary's Instagram profile, you'll see he has got a picture of it in there. You can see the venue information.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's going to be in there. He's going to have a match over there on the 26th of July. I think it's the 26th.
Yeah.
What about you, John? Have you ever been to, I got to say, Ricky is in his idol's favorite continent, North America. That's where Ricky is right now at his idol's favorite continent. And so that's why Canary's out there in Canada. Trying to get close to Crusher,
Well, I mean, if there's anything else to tell, how much I like you or how much I appreciate you, Crossen, I am staying as far away as possible as I can from you.
Wait a minute. Back up 1 minute here. Did you just say Crossen? If you're going to say Crossen, it's either Mr. or it's Crusher. It's not Crossen. Okay?
You think I have respect for you. You know I do. But as I've just said, I have some for some people and more for others. And you're just not one of the others.
John, I'll slap those glasses off your face so fast it'll make your head spin.
I'll give you 4. Here, let me one up you on this one. You've actually got me flustered now. I will give you contacts, and I will also give you 4 black eyes. Listen here, Pete. Right? Call you whatever name I want. Because by the time I'm done with you, there will be no hair to pull out. There'll be no teeth left. There'll be no limbs left unbroken.
John, doesn't scare me. You got to remember, Generation X. I have had my ass kicked, so I'm not afraid.
But you've
So
never
all that
seen
talk, all that invincible talk, doesn't do anything with me. Your Jedi tricks don't work with me. Okay.
You think this is all mind tricks, but that's your issue, right? You ever think you can come back into my dojo, talk to my people, wrestle my people,
Your
the people
dojo?
that I help train? Everything that has been built off the back of me is mine. So you know what?
It's all about John McCann. What about everybody else? What about your coach, Nate Maddox, who's taught you everything you know?
You know what? I actually want to talk a wee bit on Nate Maddox. Nate Maddox decided, you know what? I'm going to pull out of this match and I'm going to put Ben in it. And before that match, the amount of respect that I had for that man has went beyond. He has went so far for me so many times. That man has got me so many things, so many bookings, so many different things that I could work with and grow as a performer. He has done so much in his career. He has wrestled for Marty Jones. He has wrestled for CTW. He has wrestled above and beyond in promotions that I've always wanted to be. CTW, he brought everybody there. He brought everything he ever wanted to us, and he handed it to us in a silver platter. I am forever grateful for him. But the fact that he pulled out of a match with me.
What do you mean he pulled out of a match? What did he pull out of a match with you?
Well, I'll let the people in on a wee bit of a secret. It's supposed to be me and Nate Maddox. It's not much of a secret, but it's on my Instagram. I put up a post. I showed that he trained me. He made me the man who I am today. And then proceeded to, apologies for swearing, but he bitched out.
And so what? He is supposed to be you against Nate Maddox, and now it's Ben Nelson? Is that what you're saying?
Yep. It's me and Ben, but I'm going to have to do what I
you know what? You better, if I were you, I'd write a big thank you letter to Nate Maddox for that, because you seen what happened when Ricky started shouting his mouth off wanting him, and what happened? Ricky got his butt kicked. And the same thing would probably happen to you. So you might want to thank Nathan on this one, because maybe he's doing you a favor by not getting in the ring with you. Did you ever think of it that way?
You know what? I'm going to add on to what you've just said there. I'll thank him for every other opportunity he's given me, but this isn't an opportunity. This was an opportunity for him. This was an opportunity for him to redeem himself from the last time he wrestled me. A year and a bit ago, around Christmas time, I defended my junior heavyweight championship against Nate Maddox, who is a heavyweight professional wrestler. One of the best heavyweight professional wrestlers I've seen. No one moves like that man. No one wrestles like that man. No one is as good as that man. And that's why he's my trainer. But I beat him.
Yeah.
So what does that make me?
Ricky beat him when he was, 15? But what that means is very simple. He let you win to build your confidence up. It's what we do. I've done it too. I did it with all my lightweights. It's. I'm not saying you're a lightweight, but you're a lightweight, and we build your
Guns like
confidence
these
up.
don't come from a lightweight.
Yeah,
Tell you
guns
that,
like
bro.
that. John, I'm gonna. Oh man, if I get my hands on this guy, you guys. If I only get my hands on this guy.
If only you were a
Hey,
bet.
tell me, I'm gonna lose. I got to get these comments in before I lose them. Let's see. Sports Tag 117. John, you are only as good as your last match. I believe that Ricky beat you head to head in your last match with him, and I believe he's correct on that. I think that was the last one you had. I think was when Ricky, right when he went to Canada last year, right? If I remember correctly.
You're remembering correct, but the thing is,
that was about a year ago.
If you wanted to go by that logic, then Ricky would have never ever beat. He would never have beaten me.
But
There's no way in hell he would have beaten me. And he beat me. You know what? He beat me. I'm the bigger man, and I could say he beat me. But by your logic, he wouldn't have, because I had 7-1.
Well, again, though, remember he beat you after he had just had his interview with me, and maybe he heard a few tips and techniques, and he used them against you in the match. Is what I'm thinking might have happened there. I don't know. I gotta take a little credit here for that, I think.
You know what? Sometimes credit where credit's due. You do have some good advice, Crush. You do.
Well, Ricky, and the thing is, I gotta say, Canary's smart. He's smart in that he is avoiding any kind of match with Crusher. I don't think he'll ever get in the ring with me. There's a part of Ricky that's just either there's one of two things. Either he's afraid or he respects his elders too much. One or the other. But he'll not. I don't think you'll ever see Canary Kid get vicious with me in a match. Just won't happen.
It's unfortunate, but you know what? Sometimes there's a door closes and another one opens. So,
yeah. And let's see. Mickey says, I think maybe 6 hours away. Not sure. So from Ottawa, yeah. So it's not far. I mean, you could, I would think that's doable. But like I said, if you go to Canary Kid's Instagram, which by the way, I'll just change this view quick. There's Canary Kid's Instagram right down there. If you go there, you can find in his post, you'll see his post for this match that he's going to have next July. It has all the information. He's got like a whole poster of the show, I think. So that's where you can find it. And then here's a comment from Rory, one of the commentators. Rory Burns, one of the NIPW commentators. Not everyone appreciates that a change in attitude can change your luck, John. And this is, I guess he's siding with your heel style in that.
You know what? He's right. Rory has always had my back since the day he walked through those doors. He knew exactly what I needed to become what I wanted. He always said to me, you know what? I don't know why he brings that stick out the ring and doesn't use it. So I took a chance on that and look at my win streak. Stevie Fee. Stevie Fee is one of the biggest up-and-coming professional wrestlers on this island.
No, not gonna argue that. I agree.
Honestly, probably one of my favorite to watch in the ring as well.
Yeah.
And I beat him. Nando Libre.
Weren't you going? I mean, let's back up a minute on Stevie Fee. Weren't you like attacking his injured eye in that match?
Would you show me a target and not target it? Why would you take the easy way out? Why would you not take the easy way out?
Exactly.
If you know that there's a win guaranteed for you and you can take that in your record, you know what a loss looks like in my record?
Okay,
that's a loss.
Here's what I'm trying. I'm going to teach you a lesson that I've taught Canary Kid. You can keep going after weaknesses and take the easy way and get those cheap, easy wins. But then when it comes time when you got to face somebody that's better than you, that's above you, and there's no weakness, then what are you going to do? You haven't prepared to beat somebody the right way, and you're going to be out of your element. And that's exactly what's going to happen if you ever mess with me. So you'll learn your lesson, John. That's why I say you don't take the easy street. You don't take the cheap victories. It's not just saying that to be noble. I'm saying that because it makes you a better wrestler. Don't listen to Rory.
No, honestly,
Rory's just trying to fuel your fire here and making you think that being a heel is the way to go here.
He's right. But you know what? I'm going to add to this again. Just like I have been for the past hour and a half. Crush, one thing that I've been taught my entire life that has come true time and time again, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You're just going to become a tribute act of yourself, and you know it.
A tribute act. Oh gosh, guys.
Hit the greatest hits and get the lights.
Well, remember this. You guys were all shocked when I was throwing drop kicks, and that's all who knows what else I can do. So yeah, that bag of tricks might surprise you. Just might bite you in the ass, John. You never know.
Maybe, maybe not. Never know.
Let's see now. Mickey the Time Lord says, well, the reason I ask is because me and my fiance are getting our stuff so we can visit Canada and would love to watch those live. Well,
Yeah.
if you want to see Ricky, that's your only opportunity. He doesn't go there all the time, just in the summers, and he usually gets one booking. So it'll be kind of your only opportunity is going to be July 26th, whenever that, I believe that's the date for that one. And yeah, I'm sure he would love to meet you. You'd be able to probably meet him out there. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And then, okay, here comes Rory again. I think I might have upset him. Let's see what he says. All this learning a lesson talk from Crusher, you know what they say, don't you? Those who can't do, teach. Oh boy. So now Rory wants to see.
That's
boy. All right.
Roy, you always have my back.
By the way, I'll not lift the curtain up for a minute here. Rory and his partner and myself, we will be introducing a new show on the NIPW YouTube channel. Kind of a monthly recap show. I don't even know what the title is going to be yet, but it's going to be a new podcast we're going to do, kind of going over the news and events and everything of NIPW.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be kind of cool. So
I'm looking forward to you recapping all my wins, counting them up for me, and being able to see them, chalk them down just for me to get that world title.
Just to get the world title. Well, you know something? Right now, the world title is, as Canary says, it's on the best set of wings in NIPW. And the spruce goose in you, who doesn't have a belt, I mean, if we're talking wings, I don't know what to make of that.
Well, I know what to. You know what? Icarus flew too close to the sun because he had wings and he took them way too far. I am the sun in his story.
So yeah, Damien's got a comment I'm going to bring in. John, you must be from Generation Z. Right, you got that right. You guys think you can win with a half-ass effort. Well, if nothing else, at least you guys will get you your participation trophy. That's a thing. That's a Generation Z thing for damn sure. Back in the day, you had to win. Yeah. See, in our day, there was no participation trophies. If you win the championship, you get a trophy. If you lost in the championship, you get a runner-up trophy. Everybody else gets nothing. Nothing. In the words of Willy Wonka, you get nothing. Yes, very good point, Damien. Good point.
Generation Z. It's great to see what you guys think of me, especially being so welcome on NWF Forward. Formally now making this my new home for the next, I don't know, until Ricky decides he's going to be a world champ and actually do this again. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my seat here.
I don't know. If you keep calling out Ricky for that belt, he may even make a surprise appearance in here just to shut you up. I don't know. Let's see. Rory says, of course, got the main man, John McCann, covered.
Rory knows greatness when he sees it.
I can't remember what I said to cause that comment. I don't remember. Do you? What did I say? You don't remember either. Good. I'm not the only one. Let's see. Rory says, but Enzo and I are looking forward to making the best damn show we can with you, sir. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be kind of like a recap show for NIPW to go over. And we'll kind of maybe have, I think Mitch is going to have a segment on there, and we'll have like a guest come on for maybe 10 or 15 minutes as well as part of it. And it'll be kind of like it'll be a fun show. And then kind of once a month. But it won't be NWF. It'll be all NIPW themed. It'll be just on the NIPW channel. So yeah, so that's kind of Cool. I'm just looking to see what this says. Can't post comments to some destinations. I don't know what that means, but I think there was a comment that came in that got taken out or something. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, John, I just don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I'm just gonna sleep on all this because, as far as what you've been saying about me and thinking I'm too old and this and that and the other, because you don't want to say that to Crusher. That's not good advice for me. You don't tell me anything I can't do. I've made a living. I've made a life of proving people wrong. So that's the wrong person to be saying that to.
Crush, that's one thing you've been doing wrong since the day you've seen me. You've been sleeping on me for far, far, far too long. You had a choice to make when you made that title match. You could have made that a triple threat. You could have made that whatever you wanted.
Yeah, I could have.
Put the spotlight on two people that I made.
Well, listen, I picked the two best up-and-comers that aren't getting opportunities. John, you've had tons of opportunities. You've had opportunities since the day you started as a 14-year-old. You were the first NIPW NXG at the time junior champion. You've had all these opportunities. You had an opportunity to go out. Ricky and Ben haven't had the opportunities they deserve. That's why I picked those two. I didn't pick them over you for any other reason. I picked them to give them a shot because they deserved that shot. So you can sit here and get the crying towel out and say that I didn't give you a chance, but that's not what it was about. You've had lots of opportunity and you know it. And you know you have.
You can put up this facade for as long as you want, but you just know that you're scared that I was going to take it. It was going to be mine. But my heat isn't with Ricky or Ben. It's with you. You denied me an opportunity, and I don't appreciate that.
And you don't appreciate that.
Not one bit.
Well, John, I didn't deny you nothing. The only thing you denied, the only thing in denial here is you. You're in denial of the fact that them two deserved the match, and they got it. And you're also in denial of the fact that you think I'm too old or something. I mean, John, this works really well for cleaning your glasses, and you need to clean those things if this is how you're seeing things. They're a bit foggy, and you better get your vision straight, because I'm telling you right now, Four Eyes, you get in the ring with me, and you're going to need, you talked about contacts earlier, you're going to need more than contacts. So I'm just saying, you're just barking up the wrong tree here. You know, man, I just cannot believe what I'm hearing here. You know, Ricky was always smart. He was always like, I don't want to get in the ring with Crush. I don't want to get in the ring with Crush. That was a smart thing, I got to say, looking at it in hindsight. But I'm hearing very foolish talk out of John McCann.
The thing is, though, the difference between me and Ricky is Ricky will put up with some of your bullcrap. I won't.
You won't. And how won't you put up with my bullcrap?
Time will tell. Time will tell.
You know something? That's all I hear is time will tell. Time will tell. You see, I tell you exactly what you're going to get. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So, like I said, John, if you and I ever get in the ring, just know this. You can bring all that fire and desire, and you can bring that dirty tactics that you have. But know this. I'm like a mirror. You're going to get it right back. So if you hit me with whatever, I'm going to hit you just as hard, if not harder.
Notice the words that Crosser is using. If we get in the ring, if this happens, because he knows it won't happen. It will never happen. It's a fantasy in his own head that he believes that he's still got it, and he doesn't. This is just another retired wrestler that believes that they're better than everybody else and they can do this just as good as everybody else, and that their time was better, and that they are the head of the locker room. Buddy, this isn't how it works. This is NIPW. This is the place that I helped build the walls, and I helped paint them. I can tell you this for a fact. This is my locker room, my leadership. I own this ground. This is the house that I built.
I don't know how Canary Kid put up with you as a tag team partner. You know, I said earlier that I'd pick John to be my partner, but I don't know. I might be having buyer's remorse on that one with what I'm hearing here. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this, guys. Let's see. I don't think I got this comment in. Rory Burns, the longest reigning junior heavyweight champion in NPW. Ricky didn't get opportunities. I love a good oxymoron. Well, what does he mean? He's saying Ricky did get opportunities?
I believe what he's saying. He got the opportunities. He didn't know what to make of them.
Well, yeah, Ricky gets opportunities, but he was misguided. It was only until he started listening to Crusher that he finally followed through and won a world title. You know, if you look at it, he took the right advice from me, taking the wrong advice from people like you.
People like me, right? You want to say that, Crush? Right, fine. Let me put you straight facts right here now. Do you want to know a fact? Every single time I've been handing opportunities, I've taken it with both hands. I have won. I have made things of myself that you couldn't make of yours. I was given the opportunity to wrestle Tucker. He couldn't beat me. Man has been around the world and back again. Wrestled Matt Seidel, Paul London. People who you will never see yourself in the ring with and never could have. Who else? Saxton Huxley. Former Noah Tag Team Champion. Also at the time, just had a contract with Noah, wrestling alongside the likes of Timothy Thatcher. Wrestled in the NXT UK first round tournament. And you know who beat him? This guy right here. So when an opportunity arises, I take it with both hands. I take it and I make the most of it. Do you know why? Because I'm the damn horse to back. I'm the one that runs the race.
Yeah, you're more like the horse's ass. You know something? You're that long shot horse. You're that one that's got that 21-1 odds of winning. And all I can say is this. You just better be able to back up all this talk, because I'm hearing a lot of talk from John McCann right now, and that's all I'm hearing. It's talk.
You know what, Crush? I'll take you one further. You want to call me the horse's ass? You're the one with the bum leg that wouldn't even be put in the fucking race in the first place.
The bum leg? No, bum ribs. But the point is, look, how many more titles do I need to win? How many more? What else do I need to prove? I mean, I've been there and I've done that. But sometimes people need to be put in their place. I will say that.
You want to prove point? Come and prove it.
Let's see. Gizmo says, John, why should Crusher put you in a title match after losing to Canary Kid twice? If you are going to blame someone, you should be blaming yourself. Very good point, Gizmo. I got to say, if you look at it along those lines, Gizmo's got a point.
What point has he got? I've already made my point. My point is, when you look at the numbers game is still in my favors.
Yeah, but John, it's like you're no better than Ricky saying longest reigning NAPW champion. How much he was saying that so much he could have wrote a book on it. It was getting old. And you can sit here and, lavish over these 7 victories you had in the early days. But it's what counts is what's just recently happened. Current. And that's what Gizmo's saying here.
Next question.
We stumped him, everybody.
Stars don't wait around for this.
Well, guys, we're kind of getting to the end of the show.
About time.
Yeah, because we're getting to almost a little over an hour and a half, so we're over. And I just want to talk about what's coming up on future shows quickly. Let's see, what do we got first? I think it's this one. By the way, before I get to the future shows, we have a guest coming in here. Now, he wanted to come on tomorrow's show, but I said we already got it worked out. So I gave him the other 2 dates that you're going to be on, John, and that's this guy here. And I know you're familiar with him, West Danger.
West Danger, yes. Let me just talk a wee bit about West. sorry to cut you off, but I wrestled West a lot earlier in my career. This kid has came on leaps and bounds. The confidence that he has nowadays, I honestly do believe he is one of the best in the UK scene. I'm so proud of this guy. He's so good.
Yeah, he definitely is going to come on with us. It's just a question of which show. So we might see him on the next one, John, or it might be the one after that.
Oh yeah, just make sure that I'm on. That's like all I ask.
Absolutely. Yeah, he knows that you're on the next 3 show, or he knows that you're going to be on here for the next couple shows after this. So, I'm just waiting to hear back from him. I didn't get confirmation on which show he wants to try to come on, but I told him we like to know in advance so we can promote it.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's coming up. So we'll see him as a guest here. He started out when he was really young as well. Trying to remember how long he said he's been doing this. Quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while.
So he was very, very young when he started. And he's only like, what is he, 17, 18 now?
I'm not sure, but I know he started in Rascals training over in the UK.
Yeah, yep. And he was, and they do like a juniors program there. So, most likely. So yeah, we should see that coming up. Now, here's what we got coming up then. I think it's Keaton's show on Wrestling Revolution Keaton. It's Kayfabe with Keaton. And it's going to be, our guest is going to be Paul Carese. He's I think he's like a collector of stuff. And so we're going to talk to him. I don't know a whole lot about Paul, but so that's who Keaton's got coming up on his show. And that's just on Kayfabe with Keaton's channel now. We don't stream it on both anymore. It has to do with algorithms and search and stuff. And when I put Keaton's content on our NWF channel, it screws up our search algorithms. Because people look specifically for it has to be related, So to watch this show, you just got to go over to Keaton's channel. And then our next Rewind show next week with Dixie Dave is going to be Studio Taping 76. You see one of the Super Ds there with Terry Block in the ring. One of our outdoor tapings in our actual professional wrestling ring finally we got. So that was cool to be in that ring. Boy, the confidence level with everybody went sky high when we got into a real ring. It actually had, you could take bumps. It didn't hurt. It was the first time for us at this point. Everything else was a hard surface. So, yeah, so this was a fun time for us. And so this was an outdoor taping, and we loved doing outdoor tapes. It was so fun to be outside. And although the mat got hot as hell from the sun, but that's another story. But yeah, that's going to be a good show. So that's what's coming up there. So that's what's coming up, guys. So thanks to everybody for joining. Thanks again, Mickey, for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. John, did you have fun?
Tons of fun. I can't wait until I prove you guys wrong next week again when I turn around and I tell you guys suck.
Oh, boy. I thought we had it bad with Canary Kid, guys. I don't know. John McCann, ladies and gentlemen. So,
some of you do, some of you don't.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next time we're live.
See you next week.